Do you ever feel like you're spiraling out of control? Negative thoughts and strong emotions can be overwhelming, but mindfulness can help. You've probably heard a lot about mindfulness. It's everywhere these days. But what does it actually mean, and how does it work? At its core, mindfulness involves paying attention to the present moment. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, we're focused on the here and now, aware of our thoughts, feelings and emotions, behavior, and what's going on around us. Why does this matter? When we're aware of what's going on in the present, we have the chance to choose how we respond and act in ways that help us, rather than just continuing mindlessly on automatic pilot. And when we're mindful, we're able to choose where we direct our attention. Instead of being pulled into worries and self-critical thoughts, or consumed by our emotions, or distracted by our environments, we simply acknowledge these experiences and let them go if possible, or just allow them to move into the background of our awareness as we focus our attention on what matters in the moment. So let's look at how this works. Our thoughts have a huge impact on how we feel and what we do. When we're not mindful, a thought like, "I can't do anything right," can set off a spiral of negative thoughts that leave us feeling depressed. Or we think, "What if?" and imagine the worst-case scenario, leading to a chain of anxious thoughts. Or, "They can't treat me like this," and we snap and lash out in anger. Mindfulness helps us become aware of these thoughts before they can take over. Instead of getting pulled in, we take a step back and observe. I'm having the thought, "I can't do anything right." I'm what-ifing. I'm thinking, "They can't treat me like this." Then we can label the thought as dwelling, worrying, fuming, and remind ourselves, this is just a thought. I'm just worrying. This is just my anger talking. And this puts some distance between ourselves and our thoughts and takes away some of their power over us. And then, instead of reacting automatically or starting to spiral, we can choose how we respond to these thoughts. I'm just having a bad day. I need to take a moment to calm myself. Or even just let them go. And if they stick around, we just allow them to be there in the background of our awareness, and keeping the focus of our attention on what's most important right now as best we can. Now let's talk about emotions. Mindfulness helps us become aware of feelings and emotions as they arise, before they have a chance to become overwhelming. And if they're already intense and difficult to tolerate, mindfulness can make them more manageable. We start by simply acknowledging the emotion, naming it. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling anxious right now. I'm angry. And then, instead of fighting our negative emotions or trying to push them away, we allow them to be here. Because struggling against our emotions and telling ourselves things like, "I can't stand feeling this way," or "make it stop," only makes them stronger. And if we react impulsively, we often make things worse, or end up doing something we regret. But accepting our feelings takes away some of their power. I'm sad, and it's okay to feel sad. I'm anxious, and it's okay to be anxious. I'm angry, and that's okay. Mindfulness helps us step back and process how we're feeling and regulate our emotions, which allows us to respond in ways that help us feel better, rather than just reacting in the moment. And body sensations often signal how we're feeling. Our hearts start beating faster when we're anxious. We get a knot in our stomachs when we're stressed. When we're mindful, we simply acknowledge these sensations. Instead of fighting them or getting freaked out by them, which can make them more intense, we just allow them to be there. This is just anxiety. This is just stress. It's uncomfortable, but it's okay. And then we just mindfully breathe with these sensations, using our breath to bring our attention there, breathing into the sensation as we inhale, and then breathing out of it and seeing if it begins to soften or relax as we exhale, which helps calm our emotions. And like with our thoughts, if an uncomfortable emotion or body sensation persists, rather than letting it consume us, we just allow it to be there in the background of our awareness, as we focus our attention where we want it to be. Being mindful of behavior means paying attention to what we're doing in the moment, without engaging in automatic habits or patterns or reactions. For example, we might notice we're avoiding a task or procrastinating. We're getting distracted and constantly jumping from one thing to another. Or we might catch ourselves raising our voices and starting to yell. Mindfulness helps us pause and assess whether these behaviors are helpful or if there's a better way to proceed. Then we can choose more intentional actions, adjusting our behavior to be more productive and help us accomplish what we want. And being mindful of our surroundings helps us notice what's going on around us, and what other people are doing and saying, and how they're reacting to us, which helps us interact with our environment more effectively. So mindfulness is a simple concept, but it can be challenging to practice. And in difficult situations, it can feel especially hard to stay present. A good way to build mindfulness skills is to use the stop method. Whenever we notice a shift in our moods, we stop, take a step back, and then we observe. What's going through my mind? How am I feeling? What's going on in my body? What am I doing right now? How am I acting? And what's going on around me? What are others doing and saying? And then we just proceed mindfully and effectively into the next part of our day, instead of on automatic pilot or just acting reactively. We can also tie stop into everyday activities to help make it a habit. Every time we get up to go to the bathroom, or get a drink, or unlock our doors when we return home, we practice stop. It just takes a few seconds, but doing it regularly really makes a difference in how we feel throughout the day, and builds mindfulness skills that we can access in more challenging moments. Another way to build mindfulness skills is to pick one routine activity to do mindfully every day, like brushing our teeth or doing the dishes. We bring full awareness to what we're doing in the present, paying attention to the warmth of the water, the feeling and smell of the soap, the sound of the dishes clinking, and the movement of our hands. If we get distracted and start checking our phones, or our minds wander to what we need to do later, or something that happened earlier in the day, as soon as we notice we're distracted, we simply acknowledge the distraction, and then gently bring our focus back to the task at hand. And meditation is another great way to build mindfulness skills. And if you've never tried it before, it might not be as hard as you think. Set a timer for as little as a minute and focus on your breathing, paying attention to the sensations in your belly as it rises and falls with each inhale and exhale. When your mind wanders, which it probably will even in just a minute, that's okay and perfectly normal. Mindfulness isn't about preventing yourself from ever becoming distracted, because that would be impossible. It's about noticing where your mind is, as best you can, from moment to moment. And whenever you notice your mind isn't where you intend it to be, simply acknowledging this, letting go of the distraction, and gently redirecting your attention back to where you want it to be. And this strengthens our ability to stay present and focused. So mindfulness is a pretty simple concept. Stay present and pay attention, which helps us become better equipped to manage stress, negative thoughts, and difficult emotions and feelings of distress. And while practicing mindfulness might seem difficult at first, the more regularly we do it, the more natural it becomes. And I have a number of videos that go into more detail about mindfulness and how to practice it, so please check those out. And please help me out by liking and subscribing and letting me know what you think in the comments. And if you'd like to support my channel and help me make more videos like this, I really appreciate it, and please check out the donation links in the description.